What if I told you that the key to protecting your memory, your focus, and your independence as you age might already be sitting in your kitchen? Alzheimer's disease is one of the most heartbreaking conditions a family can face. It slowly robs people of their memories, their relationships, and even their personality. But what if we could fight back? Not with expensive pills or complicated treatments, but with food. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful brain-protecting foods that scientists believe may help reduce your risk of Alzheimer's and keep your mind sharp well into your golden years. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or even your 80s, the foods you eat every day play a major role in your brain health. And you don't need a fancy diet to start. Just a few changes to your plate could make all the difference. So grab a notebook, maybe a cup of tea, and get comfortable. Because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear, science-backed plan for what to eat and why. And if you find this information valuable, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts or questions, and subscribe for more doctor-recommended tips to stay healthy, active, and independent as you age. Ready to take control of your brain health? Let's dive in. Top 5 brain-boosting foods to help prevent Alzheimer's. Doctor explains for seniors 1. Blueberries. The tiny berry with big brain benefits. Let's kick things off with one of nature's most powerful brain foods. Blueberries. These small, sweet berries might not look like much, but don't let their size fool you. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants, especially a type called anthocyanins, which give them that beautiful deep blue color. But more importantly, these antioxidants help fight inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 major factors linked to brain aging and memory decline. And here's the exciting part. Several studies have shown that blueberries may help improve memory and delay age-related cognitive decline. In fact, researchers at Harvard found that older adults who ate more berries, particularly blueberries and strawberries, had slower rates of cognitive decline, sometimes delaying it by as much as 2.5 years. That's a big deal when you're trying to stay sharp and independent. But how do blueberries work their magic? It all starts with blood flow. Blueberries can actually improve blood circulation to the brain. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients are reaching your brain cells, helping them function at their best. They also reduce inflammation in brain tissues, which may protect against the kind of cell damage that leads to Alzheimer's disease. Now here's the best part. They're incredibly easy to enjoy. You can sprinkle them over your morning oatmeal or cereal, blend them into a smoothie with a banana and some yogurt, add them to a bowl of cottage cheese or Greek yogurt for a simple snack, or just eat them fresh by the handful. No prep needed, and don't worry if fresh blueberries are too pricey or out of season. Frozen blueberries are just as nutritious and often more affordable. They're picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen to lock in those nutrients. How much should you eat? Aim for about half to 1 cup a day a few times a week. That's enough to give your brain a helpful antioxidant boost without overloading on sugar. Also, they're low in calories, high in fiber, and great for your heart, which, as you'll see in this video, is closely connected to brain health. If you're concerned about managing blood sugar, you'll be glad to know blueberries have a relatively low glycemic index, meaning they won't spike your blood sugar like some other sweet fruits can. Quick recap. What they do: improve memory, boost blood flow to the brain, fight inflammation. Why it matters: may help delay age-related memory decline and lower Alzheimer's risk. How to enjoy: fresh, frozen, in smoothies, with oatmeal or yogurt. How often? A few times a week, 1/2 to 1 cup per serving. So the next time you're at the grocery store, consider tossing a bag of blueberries into your cart. They're a small step that can lead to a big difference in your brain health. Stay tuned. Up next, we'll talk about a type of fish that's packed with the exact kind of fat your brain thrives on. Fatty fish, brain food, straight from the sea. Now that we've covered blueberries, let's move on to another powerhouse for brain health: fatty fish. If there's one type of food your brain truly loves, it's healthy fats, especially omega-3 fatty acids. And fatty fish are one of the best sources of these nutrients on the planet. We're talking about fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, trout, tuna, especially albacore, and even herring. These types of fish are rich in DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, one of the most important types of omega-3s for your brain structure and function. In fact, DHA makes up a large portion of the fat in your brain. It helps brain cells communicate with each other more efficiently and protects them from damage. The science behind it. Several studies have found that people who eat more fish tend to have lower rates of cognitive decline and may be less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. In one major study published in the journal Neurology, researchers looked at brain scans of older adults and found that those who ate baked or broiled fish at least once a week had larger brain volumes in key areas linked to memory and learning. That's a good sign that omega-3s help preserve brain function as we age. Another study from Rush University in Chicago found that eating just one seafood meal per week was associated with slower cognitive decline in older adults, especially those with a genetic risk for Alzheimer's. How to eat more fatty fish. Here are some simple and tasty ways to get more of these brain-boosting fish into your meals. Grill or bake a salmon fillet with a sprinkle of lemon and herbs for dinner. Make a tuna salad sandwich with whole grain bread and light mayo. Add canned sardines or mackerel to crackers or toast for a quick snack. Make a simple fish stew or soup for a comforting, warm dish. If you're not a big fish lover, try milder options like salmon or trout. You can also buy frozen fish fillets, which are often more affordable and just as nutritious as fresh. What if I don't eat fish? If you're vegetarian or just not a fan of seafood, you can still get omega-3s from flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, algae-based supplements, a great option for plant-based diets. But it's important to note, the type of omega-3 in fish, DHA, is more directly beneficial to the brain than plant-based omega-3s. So if you can eat fish, even occasionally, it's worth it. Quick recap. What it does: strengthens brain cells, improves communication between neurons, reduces inflammation. Why it matters: may slow cognitive decline and help prevent Alzheimer's. How to enjoy: grill, bake, or lightly pan-fry fatty fish. Canned options work too. How often? Aim for 2 servings per week of fatty fish. Adding just a couple servings of fatty fish to your weekly routine could be one of the simplest, most effective ways to protect your memory and mental clarity as you age. Coming up next, we'll dive into a food group that's probably already on your plate, but it might be time to eat a little more of it. 3. Leafy greens, the everyday vegetables that feed your brain. Let's turn our attention to a group of foods that are often underestimated, but they pack a huge punch when it comes to protecting your brain. Leafy green vegetables. We're talking about spinach, kale, collard, greens, Swiss chard, romaine lettuce, and even good old turnip greens. These vegetables are loaded with brain-nourishing nutrients, especially vitamin K, folate, also known as vitamin B9, lutein, and beta-carotene, all of which are linked to slower cognitive decline and better memory performance in aging adults. Why leafy greens matter for brain health. Research from Rush University Medical Center found something remarkable. Older adults who ate just 1 serving of leafy greens per day had slower rates of cognitive decline, the equivalent of being 11 years younger in terms of brain function compared to those who rarely ate greens. Here's what's going on behind the scenes. Vitamin K helps form fat-based structures in brain cells and supports healthy brain cell signaling. Folate helps reduce levels of homocysteine, a compound that can damage brain cells when it builds up in the blood. Lutein and beta-carotene are antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, which over time can harm memory, attention, and processing speed. It's like giving your brain a daily shield against the wear and tear of aging. Easy ways to eat more leafy greens. Now, if you didn't grow up eating kale or chard, don't worry. There are so many simple, tasty ways to get more of these vegetables into your diet. Sauté spinach with garlic and olive oil for a quick side dish. Add chopped kale or collards to soups, stews, or casseroles. Toss mixed greens into your sandwich or wrap for a nutrient boost. Blend spinach into a fruit smoothie. You won't even taste it. Make a big salad with romaine, tomatoes, avocado, and nuts. Drizzle with olive oil for double the brain benefits. If chewing raw greens is difficult due to dental issues, try steaming or sautéing them. They become much softer, easier to eat, and just as nutritious. Quick recap, what they do. Provide brain-supporting vitamins and antioxidants that reduce inflammation and slow brain aging. Why it matters. Daily leafy green intake is linked to better memory and sharper thinking. How to enjoy, cooked, raw, in soups, smoothies, sandwiches, or salads. How often? Try to get at least one serving a day. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. Just adding more greens to your plate a little at a time can go a long way. It's one of the easiest and most affordable steps you can take to protect your brain, your memory, and your independence. Coming up next, we'll crunch into a delicious nut that's not just good for your heart, it's also a secret weapon for brain health. 4. Walnuts. The brain-shaped nut. That's actually good for your brain. Now let's talk about a snack that looks like a brain, and just so happens to nourish your brain too. Walnuts. That's right. These humble little nuts are more than just a crunchy topping for oatmeal or salad. They're one of the best brain-boosting foods you can eat, and for good reason. What makes walnuts special? Walnuts are the only nut that's an excellent source of ALA omega-3 fatty acids, the plant-based version of the same brain-healthy fats found in fatty fish. They're also rich in antioxidants, vitamin E, polyphenols, folate, magnesium. Together, these nutrients help fight inflammation, support nerve function, and reduce oxidative stress, all of which play a big role in how well your brain ages. In fact, research has shown that people who regularly eat walnuts may perform better on memory and cognitive tests, especially as they age. One study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that older adults who ate walnuts showed faster processing speeds and better memory recall. Another study by UCLA researchers showed that people who consumed more walnuts had better overall brain function, even when accounting for factors like age and lifestyle. How walnuts may help prevent Alzheimer's. There's growing evidence that regular walnut consumption may actually help protect against Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because Alzheimer's is closely linked to inflammation and plaque buildup in the brain. The antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds in walnuts seem to help slow or prevent some of that damage, keeping brain cells healthier for longer. They also help support better blood flow, which ensures your brain is getting the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function clearly. Easy ways to eat more walnuts. Adding walnuts to your diet is incredibly easy and delicious. Eat a small handful as a snack, about 1 ounce or 12 to 14 halves. Sprinkle on top of oatmeal, yogurt, or salads. Chop and mix into whole grain muffins or banana bread. Blend into a smoothie for a creamy, nutty texture. Add to roasted vegetables for extra crunch. If chewing is a concern, you can even grind walnuts into a fine powder and stir them into soft foods like applesauce, mashed sweet potatoes, or warm cereal. Quick recap. What they do: reduce brain inflammation, support memory, and protect against age-related decline. Why it matters: linked to sharper thinking and lower Alzheimer's risk. How to enjoy: snack on them, add to meals, or mix into baked goods and smoothies. How often? A small handful, about 1 ounce. Daily or a few times a week is ideal. The best part? Walnuts don't require any cooking or prep. You can keep a jar on the kitchen counter and just grab a few each day. It's a simple, natural way to fuel your brain. And it tastes great too. Next up, we'll finish strong with a golden oil from the Mediterranean that does wonders for your memory and mood. And you probably already have it in your pantry. 5. Extra virgin olive oil. Liquid gold for a healthy brain. We've reached our final brain-boosting food, and it just might be the easiest to use every single day. It's something you probably already have in your kitchen: extra virgin olive oil. Sometimes called liquid gold for its color and health benefits, extra virgin olive oil isn't just a staple of Mediterranean cooking. It's also one of the most powerful natural tools we have to protect brain function as we age. Why extra virgin olive oil is so good for the brain. What makes this oil so special? It's packed with monounsaturated fats, the good fats that help support blood flow to the brain, polyphenols, Powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation. Vitamin E, a key nutrient for protecting brain cells from damage. These nutrients work together to reduce brain inflammation, protect neurons, brain cells, improve memory and learning, and even help clear out harmful plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. In fact, researchers studying the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in olive oil, found that people who consumed more extra virgin olive oil had better brain health, stronger memory, and lower Alzheimer's risk. The science behind the oil one, major study published in the journal JAMA, found that older adults who followed a Mediterranean-style diet with extra virgin olive oil had improved cognitive performance, especially in areas related to verbal memory and executive function, which helps you plan, focus, and stay organized. Another study from Temple University showed that extra virgin olive oil can actually help preserve memory and learning ability and may reduce the buildup of tau and amyloid beta, the toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. In short, extra virgin olive oil doesn't just feed your brain, it actively helps protect it from damage. How to use extra virgin olive oil. Every day, the beauty of olive oil is how easy it is to use in everyday meals. Here are some delicious ways to make it part of your daily routine. Drizzle over salads instead of creamy dressings. Cook vegetables or eggs in olive oil instead of butter. Mix into hummus or dips. Use as a base for homemade salad dressings with lemon or vinegar. Brush onto roasted meats, fish or chicken for added flavor and moisture. Drizzle over soups or stews just before serving. When choosing olive oil, go for extra virgin. This means it's less processed and retains more of the nutrients and antioxidants your brain loves. Keep in mind, olive oil has a low smoke point, so it's best for low to medium heat cooking or used raw, like in dressings or after cooking. Quick recap. What it does: reduces inflammation, supports brain cell repair, and protects against Alzheimer's-related damage. Why it matters, backed by strong research, especially as part of a Mediterranean-style diet. How to enjoy: drizzle over salads, cook veggies, or use in dressings and dips. How often: use daily, even just 1 to 2 tablespoons a day can make a difference. So the next time you reach for butter or vegetable oil, consider swapping it for extra virgin olive oil instead. It's a simple, heart-healthy, brain-friendly choice that can help keep your mind sharp well into your golden years. So now that you know the 5 foods that support your brain, let me give you a few practical ways to fit them into your daily routine. Checkmark. Breakfast: oatmeal with blueberries and walnuts. Checkmark. Lunch: spinach salad with salmon and olive oil dressing. Dinner: steamed greens, grilled fish, olive oil drizzle. Snacks: a handful of walnuts or frozen blueberries. And remember, no single food is a miracle, but together, these brain-protecting foods, along with regular walking, deep sleep, staying socially active, and staying mentally engaged, can create a powerful defense for your mind.